Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is September 26th of 2024. Wow. Thursday, 10:42 in the a.m. You know, I started calling this the September to remember, and it has lived up to that. This is New York Mayor Eric Adams, as he vows to fight this indictment, which he calls false, by the federal government, something that has been taking place for a long time. I presented a video last night, and I want to dive much deeper into this thing because, see, this is symbolic in my humble opinion. As you well know, Donald J. Trump was brought into an indictment, if I'm not mistaken, several, in New York. And now we have it again. Why? Why New York? Why a former president and now a mayor? I will give you my take on what's really going down. Let's start.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. If I'm charged, I know.
If I'm charged.
The 64-year-old delivered a defiant response.
I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. If I'm charged, I know I am innocent.
The indictment is still sealed, so the exact charges are unknown, but the Democratic mayor has faced public scrutiny since agents seized his phone and searched the home of his chief fundraiser last November. According to sources, it was part of a probe focusing on whether Adams conspired with Turkey and possibly 5 other foreign governments to funnel illegal donations into his 2021 mayoral campaign in exchange for influence.
I know that no one can state that we participated in any type of donor scheme or any type of improper behavior. We followed the law.
This is just one of at least 4 federal investigations into Adams or his inner circle. At least 3 high-ranking city employees have already resigned in recent weeks. Ahead of the indictment came a wave of calls for Adams to resign, including from U.S.
So the pot is getting hot. Not the first time. Not the first time a politician has been accused of accepting money from a foreign government. If I'm not mistaken, was that not an accusation indirectly alleged, somehow connected to the Biden administration? Hey, I'm just thinking this thing through. Now check this out. This is the couple that found the I-75 shooter, the caucus, right? Remember that? Fred and Sheila McCoy. Pearson, what does this have to do with anything? Just wait and see. I'm going to tie it all together. It happened in Kentucky. Oh yeah, Kentucky. The person that they found, his name was Joseph Couch, a biblical name, Joseph. And again, the person that found him was Fred. Just so happened that Trump's dad's name is Frederick Christ, and his mother's name is Mary. And this Fred found Joseph. There's some biblical symbology going on here. The Big Apple, like the Garden of Eden. And when all the smoke clears and the lotus flower, in which just so happened, coincidentally, we have a vice president trying to be president. Her name is Kamala. Kamala means lotus flower. Out of the lotus flower comes the sun god Ra. Before I start, I want you to look at some of the things I saw. As he began, he's going to gradually look down to make sure his hands are in that V/pyramid formation. Watch.
To charge me with crimes. If
Did you see that?
the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so,
And then they stayed that way off and on. The pyramid, like what? Egypt. And then we have in the family, the purple tie. Just want you to see it. Check yesterday's video and you'll see how I'm warming up to this thing. Now, a few months back, there was a giant dragon placed on the Empire State Building. I did a video on it. Is it symbolic? The dragon, like the book of Revelation, all out of New York. Is it rivaling our Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor? And coincidentally, the 79th UN General Assembly is meeting as we speak. And as I showed in yesterday's video, there's a delegation of Republicans who believe that this United Nations, one of their objectives is to usurp our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, that in time of a crisis, this UN body will decide what's best for this country, not us and not our representatives. Mayor Adams, his birthday is September 1st, 1960. October 20th, 1964 is Kamala Harris. I showed you last night. When you take 9/1, Eric Adams, and Kamala Harris' birthday of 10/20, the difference is 49 days. 49 days. And she is what? The 49th VP. I did something else creative yesterday as well. It was something else I did. Can't think of it right now. But yeah, if you go back and watch my video from yesterday, you'll see that there's also a 47 involved. Let me just pull that up. We got to go there, people. We got to go there. Because it's good to look at this thing
was to inform.
in all of its forms. So let's reflect on that.
If you want to stop the hunger.
Let's reflect on that. That will really give this thing some bite. Just thought about it. It's good to look at this thing. So let's move forward and let's look at these other dates here. And then we'll go from there. That's your 49. And this is your other 49. And here's your 47. So here we go. Check this out. Literally, 9/1 of 1960 versus her birthday, Kamala Harris. Again, Eric Adams' birthday, 9/1 of 1960. Kamala Harris' birthday, 10/20 of 1964. The difference is 4 years and 7 weeks apart. Can you believe that? Kamala Harris' birthday versus Eric Adams' birthday is exactly 4 years and 7 years apart. She's trying to be the 47th president. Is this sacrifice season? Oh, it's deep. So we'll go back to this again. 9/1 is Eric Adams' birthday, just passed, versus her birthday, coming up right now, is exactly 49 days. And she's the 49th VP. Is this coincidence? And Barack Obama, to me, who's the orchestrator of all this stuff behind the scenes, allegedly, he's the 44th president. Now check this out. The only one that can remove Eric Adams from his position is the governor, Kathy Hochul. Her birthday is August 27th, 1958. If you take August 27th of 2024, her birthday just passed, subtract it from Kamala Harris' birthday, 10/20 of 2023, her last birthday, the difference is 44 weeks and 4 days. 44 weeks and 4 days. I've been showing you guys for a while that the 444 could very well be symbolic, just like the headpiece that the rapper Jay-Z has on his head. I want to pull that up for you so you can look at this thing. I've showed it in other videos. It's a 444 headpiece. Is this coincidence that we get the 444 now? So again, let me pull that up and then we'll keep that moving. The 4 and 4 is 8. That could be August, and then the last 4 is 4. August 4th is when Barack Obama was born. Ask yourself, is this coincidence? Okay, so here's the headpiece right here. Boom, Jay-Z. The headpiece, 444. 4 and 4 is 8, that's August, and then 4th. Barack Obama was born August 4th. Is that what this means? This headpiece like of Christ, right? 10/20, Kamala Harris' birthday, 2023, versus Governor Urkel, 8/27. The difference is 444. Is that coincidence? Will she remove Eric Adams? And they're saying the indictment is sealed. 46 means destruction. Oh yeah. 46 means destruction. And the 35th day of the year is February 4th, 2-4, as in X. 24th letter alphabet is X. But the 46 can also mean death or destruction in Gematria. Bo Biden died at 46. George Floyd died at 46. George Orwell died at 46. JFK died at 46. Sealed. What's going on here? And is this a mini 9/11 attack that happened back in the day in New York? Is this an attack? And I'm going to show you why. The hint is they've already nipped away at Trump, the biggest fish. Now they're going after the small fish, all out of New York. You follow me? And being New York is what? The biggest city with 8,800,000. What's the 88? Could that be Trump's text number, 88022? Just asking. And then when you take 9/11 of 2001, subtract it from 9/25, the day the indictment came down on Eric Adams out of New York, The difference is 8,415 days. Who was born August 4th? Barack Obama. As we look at his hands and we look in his eyes, as I listened to Mayor Eric Adams, I couldn't help but notice his hands, his tie, the shade of Phoenician purple, not quite, but in that family of colors. He's attempting to get out in front of whatever charges brought before him. He's couching his argument in relation to the funding and issue of the migrant crisis. I put crisis in quotes because, you see, he asked to be a sanctuary city. Isn't that what Joseph, Mother Mary, and Jesus were doing, fleeing from King Herod to have sanctuary from a tyrant and hostile, non-nurturing environment? Is it possible that we, the citizens of these United States, are witnessing yet another page and chapter from Satan's sick, twisted book of a revelation type? That all are just actors playing roles before us. Undoubtedly, the New York courts are used to sagas or theatrics. From the DA through the court into the news cycle, telling, showing, and displaying apparent nonsense. The simmering rumor that Mayor Eric Adams might have accepted monies from foreign countries in exchange for favors and campaign dollars. In New York, getting department heads along with colleagues and possible relatives to sign off and participate so all allegedly can benefit. My God, where is Batman and Robin when you need them? I guess the city budget couldn't find monies for the Cape Crusaders to prevent or even foil this alleged caper. But think of it like this. We're in New York, the biggest city of all 50 states in our union. United Nations is meeting this week. Am I right? An international order that wants to suspend our laws and Constitution. Isn't that the so-called fear of some folks? What a coincidence. The Big Apple. The Big Apple. Yeah, just like the Garden of Eden. Did it not have an apple? No, Pearson, that couldn't be another biblical message being played out before us. Go ahead, Adam, Eve, somebody, anybody, bite that big, juicy, succulent apple. They already indicted Trump here, and that symbol in New York Harbor never even blinked. You see, Trump was the big fish, the kahuna, that image that represents in some folks' minds the heartbeat, breath, and very existence of America. New York already had its wings clipped, clouded the atmosphere, and muddied the water so that infamous sun god to make it rise. I said to make it rise out of the lotus flower. No more peekaboo. Yes, Halloween is just around the corner. The best, most devoted witches, goons, fallen angels, bloodlines are whipping up a spell and brew. Go ahead. Take a whiff. If you think for 1 minute Mr. Mayor already doesn't know what's up, maybe you're wrong. All are at play. All are at work. Again, the biggest city where a former president was ran through the shadow of the valley of death. Now it's time to run another one through this hellish swamp. Remember, it was less than a week ago, the I-75 shooter, his body was found in Kentucky. His name was Joseph. He was found by two YouTubers in the forest as vultures feast upon the carcass. Sheila and Fred McCoy agreed there were at least 50 vultures spotted. Was this not symbolic? The 50, as in one vulture per state, United States? Are the powers gradually acting out a destructive plot, beginning with New York, the biggest of all cities? 8.3 million residents are being assured Mr. Adams can withstand the Fed as they pursue their march toward justice? Is the American eagle any match for this blood-seeking, wretched, hell-sent vulture? She's already weak from the pecking. I said she's weak from the pecking. Financially, she's being pecked away at, politically, socially, morally. She's exhausted and weary in this hellish garden. Fight, fight, fight. She's crying from July 13th of 2024. Fight, fight, fight. But sadly, anytime you got to scream instructions while in battle, while your secret opponent already has placed a death by 1,000 cuts, booby traps, grenades, explosives, environment of distrust, clouds of smoke bellowing skyward, mudslinging, not to mention the information war, where we many times can't even figure out who the damn enemy is. The information war. Is that what this is about? As they stir the pot, look you straight into the eyes, to the windows of your soul, and captivate you with all this news out of Gotham City, indirectly letting you know, I'm coming for your city, your state, and your town next. That they're sacrificing one by one by one, because you are the last Humpty Dumpty that they have to chip away at, and you just implode. Well, I guess once they take down New York, they'll be en route elsewhere. Isn't that what you just said? After all, when those planes hit those Twin Towers on September 11th of 2001 at 7:14 a.m., where close to 3,000 folks, that is our citizens, perished. God rest their souls. We never think that a 9/11 type would arise again. But this devil, he's a chameleon. He comes in all forms. He attacks so many ways. At your head, your arms, your feet, your mouth, your eyes, your heart, your soul. Fight, fight, fight. First Trump, now Adams. September 25th, 2024. Exactly 8,415 days ago from 9/11. My God, the 84 who was born on that 84. My name is Friendship Pierce. If you like the work, please subscribe, thumbs up, share it. These are the last days. Our Lord and Savior Jesus, he's got to be coming. They're simultaneously attacking all our cities. But New York is no accident. Trump was no accident. Think about it. A former president, now the biggest city in America, New York. And less than 5 days ago, they found a carcass of Joseph with 50 vultures around him. That's got to be a vulture for every state. If we don't need Jesus, we need him now. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. We got to fight this serpent. He that endureth until the end shall be saved.